Z, get you caught up on everything you need to know from the weekend. Carmelo Anthony scored 28 points off the bench. The Lakers overcame 40 from Ja Morant to beat the Grizz 121-118. It was the Lakers' first win of the season, including the preseason. And Anthony moved into 9th place on the NBA's all-time scoring list. But the story that garnered the most attention from the Lakers weekend was an altercation between AD and Dwight Howard by the bench. They may have been arguing over the NBA's 75th anniversary team. No one knows exactly. Here is AD from Friday night.
Something happened. I was saying one thing, he was saying another on the scheme. And one thing led to another. And like I said, we talked about it, and we left it in the locker room at halftime.
I'm cool with that. Everybody needs a sense of urgency. Sometimes these things happen when a team is trying to find their mojo. Look, Carmelo Anthony dropped 28 points, big-time shooter. It still blows my mind. They can not only operate like an old man on the basketball court, that one dribble hezzy pull up, but he can still give it to you. A big win for the Lakers, but I will tell you the story I took away from this game, Ja Morant. 40 points, 10 assists. He will be an all-star this season.
How about the Lakers' defense?
I don't care. You say whatever you want to say. If you watch the game, Ja Morant was able to do things that I don't see guards in his position
I
doing.
get you about Ja. Ja's incredible. What I mean is, what do you think about the Lakers' defense?
Oh, that's a long way to go. That's a very long way to go.
I'm not taking anything away from Ja. I'm asking.
Yeah, but I think that speaks more about Ja Morant's. Yes, their defense has a long way to go, but the buckets that he was able to drop, it's scary how talented he is.
Shoot it, got hops, got handles, got vision, got patience with aggression.
Up and under, his passing, all of it. I mean, he missed a free throw to tie the game, to send the game into overtime.
So why were you laughing when I said I'm not? I'm just asking.
No, I'm laughing at. He was talking about the defense, and I said,
Yeah. But by the way, they got the DNA of a team that can play defense.
Yeah, we're all right.
LeBron, AD, Dwight Howard, Westbrook. These are guys who can play defense. All right. Caesars Sportsbook, guys, opened the Astros, who are back in the World Series for the third time in 5.
Somebody that's climbed that ladder, in the scoring ladder, what's the significance of Carmelo doing it in a win like this and doing it in such a rhythm, and including even the shot that passed Moses?
I think it always feels sweeter, obviously, in a win, and even more sweeter when it just happens organically. He was just playing just straight up flow, rhythm basketball tonight, and for him to move into 9th place all time in the scoring leaderboard is special. And usually when some of my friends have these kind of achievements, I text them or call them or FaceTime and then put something on social media. In this case, I got to do it in person, because he's my teammate now, so they made it special for me.
And is there a certain thing that just also you having passed Moses, right, a bit ago, is there something that you guys can share with that, even if it's just a head nod or, in your experience contrasting with his throughout the league?
No. When our PA announcer said it and the crowd went crazy, he happened to be sitting right next to me on the bench, and, I just congratulated him, told him how proud I am of him. Obviously it probably was overwhelming for him, even with a guy that's had so many accomplishments in his career.
Hey, LeBron. There are going to be moments throughout this year where, we've talked about this, the overall age of this team, and there are going to be markers that come up that sort of bring that into focus. I'm curious what it was like for you tonight to play against someone who played on your son's high school basketball team, and kind of if that even registered to you at all tonight?
Absolutely, because I'm aware of everything that's going on the floor. I looked at Zaire a couple of times, and I was just like shaking my head inside, just remembering really a year and a half ago, 2 years, not even full 2 years, he was hitting a game winner to send them to the state championship alongside my son, and going to the game and supporting Sierra Kane, and 1 year at Stanford, and now he's here. So it's just it's a weird dynamic for myself to see something like that, but happy for the kid, obviously. And but it was definitely, I had a moment for sure.
LeBron, you had that spill in the first half. You were on the floor for a bit. A bunch of your teammates and some of the medical staff came to check on you. What was going through your mind in the moment, and how'd you feel as the game went on after you checked back in?
The first thing I was thinking to myself was not again, obviously, because it was almost kind of similar, but not the same kind of play. A guy falling into my leg. and there's nothing you can do about it. I couldn't get my leg out of there in time, so I just wanted to try to take a moment on the floor, just, hopefully it wasn't getting worse. I had an opportunity just to tie my shoe again and see if I could continue to go, and I was able to continue to go, but it's a little sore right now, and obviously I think it's going to be a little sore tomorrow when I wake up, but obviously I'm a round-the-clock guy when it comes to treatment, so hopefully I'll be ready to go on Tuesday.
LeBron, back to Melo. What's it been like getting him acclimated here, and does the fact that you guys know each other so well and you have the history that you have make that process easier? Yes,
it does. If it's one person that I know more than anybody on this team, it's him, obviously. We've been friends for over 20 years now. So, I know him just as well as he knows himself and vice versa. And, to have him here every day now is just it's a treat for me. It's an honor. It's a gift. And something that we kind of mentioned and talked about just on the fly throughout our careers and things of that nature. But to see it actually here and to see us on the floor making big plays together it's a pretty cool thing, man.
You guys ran a lot of pick and roll with you and Russ down the stretch, and you had the one play where you hit him on the short roll. He found AD for the dunk. What did you think of that? Frank said that was something you guys have been practicing a lot, and then just kind of the overall execution down the stretch.
We haven't put in our full, I would say, playbook yet. Like you said, we have a new team, so we still are implementing ways where we can be even better offensively. So, that's one of them that we haven't even exploited just yet, that we just put it in tonight, that pick and roll. And, a lot of teams are not going to switch point guards on to me on the perimeter. And, if I'm able to get to Russ on a 3-on-2, his ability to read the game from that position would be with any playmakers in our game. And obviously he showed it, what he was able to do, getting up in the air, getting Adams to take a look at him for a quick second, wrap it around AD for the dunk. So it's something that's going to work very well for our ball club going forward.
Last two, take Evan Barnes on Zoom, and then we'll end with Mark Reed.
Yeah, LeBron, kind of going back to facing Zaire. Zaire told us this week it was kind of a surreal moment he was looking forward to playing you, but just after the game or before, you kind of say to him, and you kind of just, as you said, it kind of seems weird, like I'm playing against somebody who plays my stuff.
No, I didn't get an opportunity to say anything to him. Probably because we were 0-2 and I didn't have time to be communicating with anybody on the opposing team, so we was a little fed up today trying to get a win. It was like I said earlier, it was a surreal, crazy, just moment, just being out there with him on the floor. And like I said, working out with those guys when I went to Sierra a few times and going to the games and watching them play the way they played that year, my son's freshman year. To see him in the NBA now was, I knew he was a pro his senior year at Sierra. So, I didn't know how long it would take him to get here, but I knew he was a pro right away. So, it was definitely a good moment.
Last question, Mark Medina.
Hey, LeBron, in lieu of Melo's milestone tonight, what do you think is distinguishable with the way he scores compared to, the other top scorers in the history of the game?
The other top scorers in what, in history?
Yeah, among the other top league scorers.
I don't know. I don't even know the list. I know a few guys, but Melo's game is unique in his own right. I mean, he's done it at all facets of the game, in all positions. ISO has been one of the best ISO guys that we have in our league. Early in his career, obviously his athleticism, putting guys in the rim, getting to the bucket, but what's always been his mark is his footwork, either off the dribble or before the dribble, being able to create space with quick twitch feet. His shot is one of the most beautiful releases I've seen in NBA history. I feel like it's going in every single time. So, but he's done it at all facets: the three, the mid range, the low post, the bucket, free throws, obviously. he's a unique player, and it's just hard to kind of. There's nobody that kind of I would say reminds me of him. Even when I played against him for the first time in the Junior Olympics in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and when I seen him, I was 16, he was 17. I came back and told my guys that I just seen the best player